Hello everybody, today we're going to talk about two non-quarter bags from Hermes that I think are worth checking out, comparing, and definitely a must for your closet. So we're going to be comparing the iconic Picotin 18 with the In-the-Loop 18. Both of these come in larger sizes, but for today's video, we're just going to focus on the size 18, which happens to be my favorite size. Now, as you can see, I love these bags in bright, fun colors. Now, I do have two more Picotins, one in a raisin, which is more of a fall color, and a cargo. This is the only In-the-Loop bag that I have, but I have a feeling it might not necessarily be the last one that I have. So both of these bags are great, top handle, easy to wear bags. They're the same exact size. I would say they also weigh more or less the same. The Picotin probably fits slightly more than this one because this is a little bit more of a structure-free bag. This one definitely has a little bit more structure because the bottom has the beautiful Showdown, which I just killed French, I'm well aware of it, but has this beautiful base, which definitely makes the bag a little bit more structure than this one. So even though they're pretty comparable, I'm gonna say that the Picotin fits more than the In-the-Loop 18 because as you can see, the base for the Picotin is just wider than the In-the-Loop. Now, talking about the base, the one thing I wish this bag had is the little feet. I wish they would have put little feet on this bag. Instead, it has this beautiful soft swift leather base. And you guys did hear me say the word soft. This, for me, is a little bit of a danger zone because swift leather, obviously, it's a smooth leather, which means it can't scratch very easily and it can also just get dirty in general, mostly because of the color of the bag. But I do wish that it had feet so it could be protected more. Now, when it comes to style, I will say that the In-the-Loop is probably a little bit dressier than the Picotin because you do have, let me get the stuffing out of this one. I just feel like the shape, because it has a little bit more structure. Now, don't get me wrong. These in general are really casual bags, but I just feel like in today's world, we can dress anything up or down. But if I'm just looking at shape of the bag, I would say this one is slightly more elegant than this one. They are both in clemence leather, so they both have that nice little slouchy feel. The main difference from the leather is that the In-the-Loop has the swift accent pieces, as you see here, the handles, and what I mentioned before, the base. One thing that this bag has, that the Picotin doesn't have, which I do like, is it has a very small pocket on the side. The Picotin, on the other hand, and let me get all the stuffing out of this bag as well, is one big pocket. There is no compartments or anything to it. Not that this pocket makes a big difference, but it's kind of nice to have for your ID, for your credit cards, for any just little thing that you want to have access to. It's a nice little touch. The inside of the bags, they're actually both very similar. You have the unfinished leather on the side, same as your Picotin, but the base of this one, which is kind of hard to tell, but the base of the Picotin is in clemence leather. The base of the In-the-Loop is swift leather. So durability goes for this one over this one. When it comes to clasp and closure, the Picotin has this little loop that goes through the front. And then you put a little lock, which I have here, but I'm just not gonna put it on for this video. That little lock just kind of weighs this down, and that is your closure. Now, most people wear it with the lock because you can still open it really nicely. The lock would pretty much stop there, and you have a nice open bag. Very easy to get stuff in and out. You have two little metal loops here, which means you could put a strap and wear her over the shoulder. But I would say from a wearability and just style point, you really have the one main look with the Picotin. When it comes to the In-the-Loop, I feel that you have a little bit more versatility because you can wear her fully open like this, which kind of gives you a little bit more of that beautiful structured shape, or you can use the closure. In this case, looks like this. I do prefer the closure of the In-the-Loop a little bit more than the one from the Picotin, just because you're not committed to the lock and the key. So I find that a little bit easier. When you close this bag, you do get a completely different shape, which is this. It's a little bit more of a cute little bucket bag. So I feel like with the In-the-Loop, you kind of get two in one in a way versus in the Picotin. Now, when it comes to prices, the In-the-Loop bag is more expensive than your Picotin bag. They are very comparable in size. They're both clemence leather, but the hardware for the In-the-Loop bag, it's a lot more substantial than the hardware you get for the Picotin. You also have the addition of the swift detail, which again makes it more expensive. The construction of the bag is also very different, where you have the pieces of leather joining there and there. And of course, going back to the base, this makes the bag more expensive. Now, which one is more classic? I would obviously go for the Picotin. The Picotin has been in the Hermes collection for ages and ages. It is super recognizable, and oh my gosh, I love this green. If you guys know me, green is one of my favorite colors, so every time I wear this Picotin, I get very happy. I did need a yellow bag, and when I saw this one, instead of going for another Picotin, I felt like, you know what? This would balance my collection quite nicely, so I went for In-the-Loop. So, going back to what I was saying before, I would say from a timeless standpoint, the Picotin definitely beats the In-the-Loop. When it comes to a carefree bag, the Picotin, again, beats the In-the-Loop. But I just feel like the swift handles, the lack of feet, definitely makes this bag a little bit more susceptible to showing wear than the Picotin. The Picotin really is like a workhorse bag. When it comes to the interior, vote goes for the In-the-Loop. When it comes to different ways of styling the bag, my vote again goes for the In-the-Loop. When it comes to the closure, my vote goes for In-the-Loop. Now, if I had to pick one, as of now, I would probably go Picotin over In-the-Loop, just because I've had Picotins for years. Never had an issue with any of my Picotins. This is my first time trying the In-the-Loop. I fell in love with this yellow, and honestly, this shade for me screams summer, which is exactly what I was looking for. So if I had to pick one, which one would I pick? We'll never know, because I will sell my husband in a corner before I had to decide. They're honestly really good bags. If you don't have any of this in your collection and you're asking which one should I get first, if that's the case, go for the Picotin. It is super classic. If you have a lot of Picotins and you kind of want something different, try the In-the-Loop. It really is beautiful. I'm not a big fan on the next size up for the In-the-Loop, but then again, I'm also not a big fan on the next size up on the Picotin. Let me know what you think in the comments below. These bags are just great for fun colors. You can also get them in your classic Hermes colors. And on that note, I hope you guys like this video, and I will see you on my next one. Let me know in the comments below what you think, which bag you prefer, and what should I talk about next. Until then, adios!